Today we're doing an experiment in our balcony to set up a hydroponic system using the NFT technique to grow strawberry in the balcony. The space issue in any balcony, this balcony is never big enough. And this is my balcony. We've got like about a 4.5 feet by about 8 feet long. So a while ago we were kind of trying to make more space here, and we had to get rid of the pots, so we kind of started to stack them up vertically this way. So this is like the traditional stuff with soil and just growing stuff in a vertical way. But what we want to do today is set up a hydroponic system, maybe utilizing this part of the balcony. So we still got a little space over here, and hoping to utilize this with the minimum space requirement, but still be able to set up a good hydroponic system in the balcony. So here goes our hydroponic experiment, trying to set up the strawberry in the NFT system. So we had a hydroponic system already here in which we grew lettuce, chilies, tomatoes, but we've just taken down the entire thing and it's back to kind of from the scratch now. So what we have here is a railing. We've got the railing on both the sides, pretty thin. There's hardly any space that it is really taking up. And what we do on this is that we've got these clamps where it's easy to kind of just hook it into any one of the slots like that. It moves a little bit, but that's fine. It doesn't matter, but it doesn't fall. So that's definitely an easy way or a good way to set it up. The reason is because tomorrow if you want to kind of just adjust it or add an extra rack, it becomes very easy for you to do that if you have this kind of a system. So this goes here, and we've got the other one that goes in here. The next important aspect is the CPVC pipe. Now this is the food grade pipe really. You generally see the round ones, but this is more like a rectangular one. And you see that it comes with these end caps. It's just this regular pipe, but it comes with these end caps like this, which is available in the market, and it just kind of goes into close this. You're going to take this and you're going to kind of drill these holes that is required to be able to put up the cups. I've got the smaller neck cups over here, and I've got one for the big one. So that way, because tomatoes need bigger neck cups, while chilies need the smaller neck cups. So that way you've got both the kind of things running in the same system, rather than set up a different thing for these different plants. So once you've got this hooked up, we're just kind of setting it up here. So we've got the first rack set up. I've got space for a second one in here, and just goes in as simple as that. There you go. As you know, hydroponic is growing without soil. So these are the clay pebbles, what you see here. These are the clay pebbles. This is used to hold the plant in the pot. But then you also see that it's got all these gaps in between. So that's because the roots are going to come out of this. So the cups go in like this. The roots are going to be coming out of that and will always be kind of within the pipe, getting all the nutrients and water that it needs. To have something like a tank out here. I've got this little tank which has got wheels, and once you fill water, it becomes easier in case if you need to move this around a bit. So you got the tank which is going to contain the water and all the nutrients in it, and we're going to have a pump. We're going to have this water pump which is always going to be in the bucket, and this is the one that's going to pump the water up to the whole NFT system. You also need an aerator. This is the typical stuff that you use in an aquarium to reoxygenate the water. So the pipe would be in the water. This would be, left outside. So how do we get the water flowing from one system to the other? So what we've done here is we've got a little nozzle over here. So we expect the water to come in like this and flow through here, and this goes into the next pipe and continues like that till the last pipe will send the water back into the tank. So this is what we have to ensure that the water goes smoothly, doesn't spill over. So it's just a typical normal pipe here again, and this just ensures that it goes and make sure that the water flows straight into the next rack rather than spilling it all over or trying to guess the space for this. So this is one other aspect which is a typical problem where you don't get enough sunlight in your balcony depending on the side that you're facing. So this is a grow LED light, and what this does is I've got all the connection over here, and I just kind of stick it to the upper rack like this, and this in turn, when switched on, provides the light to the plants that are growing here. So depending on how many layers you don't get light, or if you need to kind of set up the whole thing with light, then you need that many number of grow LED lights, which is going to give your plants 24/7 light, irrespective of the sunlight situation. Now that you have your motor, the pump, the grow LED lights and all that going on, the other thing that you might want to do is a timer to automatically enable the water flow, start the water flow, switch on the lights at a frequent interval. So it's going to be kind of really painful to do this manually, so we have timers for all these here. So this timer, what we have, the Frontier one, is what pumps the water and switches on the motor. Like you can set it up based on your needs. I've set it for like about half an hour for every 1.5 hours. Similarly, we have another timer over here which takes care of my lighting needs. So I've set up this timer in such a way that I just switch it on, and at any point I switch it on, it ensures it runs for 2 hours and automatically switches off. So I think these are some key things that you need to consider when you're considering a hydroponic system, especially an NFT system where there's electricity involved in terms of for the reason to pump up the water and for the lights and the motors to work. One other thing that is important is the nutrients, which is going to be mixed in the water that is going to be circulated across the NFT system. So this tank, that's going to contain the water, but then to add the nutrients, typically all nutrients come in 2 packets. That's a solution A and a solution B. There are generally 2 types of nutrients that you will see. One is called the grow nutrients and the other is bloom nutrients. So the grow is for small saplings that's still in the growing stage, and the bloom is once you start to see the flowering. The bloom nutrients helps the plant better. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this 2 different packets, and we're going to use 2 cans here, 2 bottles here. So we've got it filled with water, but you see the nutrients are not dissolved yet. So you can see right at the bottom, it's still there. So we need to mix it up properly. Almost there. Shaken well, nutrient seems to be dissolved in both of them, and this goes into the water. That's it with the nutrient mixing, and then you just top it up, fill it up with the rest of the water. So the next part, what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and set up the rest of the NFT system. I hope you enjoy. got the pump, the water, everything set up. The pump is on now, the motor is on, which is reoxygenating the water. And you can see the pump is pushing the water up through here to the first rack. The water goes in, comes down, and just keeps flowing that way all the way till it comes back to that corner and falls back into the bucket. So we just switched on the motor now, the pump now. So we're just waiting for the water to really flow down. There it comes. And then waiting for the last rack. There it comes. And ideally, the water should flow through the blue pipe back into the tank. Water falls back into the tank. It's good to have a little height from the pipe to the water, because that also helps in reoxygenating the water, creates those air bubbles, so it's kind of a natural way of reoxygenating. So we've got the skeleton set up. We're just going to leave it like this for a few hours just to see if there's any leak, and then come back to it and finish up the rest of the setup. And we're trying to kind of set something up here in using an NFT hydroponic system.
No.
No damage really. We've got this on both the sides here, this as well as over here. So that way what happens is, she came in the video. So once you've got this hooked up, we're just kind of setting it up here. I've got a little sucker over here, sucking pipe here, so that just kind of sticks to that. And over here, there you go.